Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our webinar today, Improve Your Collections Process with BAASS Sage Collect. All lines are currently on mute, and if you have any questions, please use the chat box, and we'll address these during our Q&A period at the end of the presentation. With that in mind, I'd like to introduce Zainab, BAASS's CRM Practice Lead, who will begin the presentation.
Thank you, Remington, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar for the BAASS Sage Collect. Our goal today to share with you the challenges that our team faced and we are going to demonstrate for you and how we helped to enhance the process. Then we decided to provide you with the same tool that might be beneficial for your team and will add enhancements to your existing process. Before we start, I would like to ask a question, and it would be very beneficial if you participate in the answer, which we want to ask a question. Do you know on average how much small businesses have in outstanding invoices? Let me give a few minutes, and Remington, if you don't mind, just put the answers for us. Okay, thank you, Remington. Nearly 2 in 5 Canadians estimate that it takes more than 30 days to get paid. Small businesses has more than 20,000 in outstanding receivables a month. For many small businesses and self-employed that struggle with cash flow, the problem isn't that they don't have funds. It is that they don't have the fund when they need them for real-time expense. And this is really an issue most of the companies have, especially small businesses, is the outstanding invoices, the overdue invoices. Before we go in deeper, let me ask another question, and again, we would love to hear the answer from you, is how long does your collection process take? And we want to hear from you if it is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or over an hour. So let's give 10, 15 seconds to collect the answers. And Remington, if you don't mind to share the answer with us. Okay, Remington.
So it looks like we have 67% taking over an hour.
Wow, over an hour. Before I proceed with this, I would like to tell you about our experience at BAASS. When we interviewed our team, our collection team, that their collection process takes on average 30 minutes per client. 30 minutes per client. For you, to take it that is a big number for me to be over an hour, but let's see how we can help. And before proceeding more, I have another question. If you give me an answer, how many people are responsible for managing your AR collections? Is it 1, 2 to 3 people, or 4 to 5, or 5+? Again, let's give 10, 15 seconds to collect the answer. Okay, Remington, please.
So it looks like we have about 60% voting for 2 to 3.
Thank you. And at BAASS, we have 3 full-time individuals in our administration team that 3 full-time are responsible for the collection process. Thank you very much for giving us this information. Let's deepen. And let's talk about, before even going in details about the tool, what does the tool does for us and why do you need this tool, or if you need it or not. We want to discuss with you and share with you the challenges that the BAASS team went through and they go through the collection process. And our team really faced many challenges, from lengthy process that is requiring a lot of time, and as you know, it can result in human errors. Searching for unpaid invoices in Sage 300, that is a process by itself too. Then forgetting invoices or not even sending all the open invoices to the customer, or even not sending it to the appropriate or the right AR contact. In addition to all of that, maybe you don't have any communication track, especially when you have more than one person responsible for the collection. You don't know which person is doing which client. I'm sure you don't have any notifications or reminders or alerts for unpaid invoices. You don't know even the status of the pipeline. And when customers aren't receiving invoices on time, guess what? You are not getting paid. During our interviews to our BAASS team, we asked the question on, like, how long will it take you to do the collection process? And I'm going to share with you here a real number that really is coming from the BAASS collection team. On average, they are able to process 60 clients who has overdue invoices within 1 week, 5 business days. It would take them 5 days to complete all the 60 clients with, again, 2 to 3 resources. 5 business days. Is that looks familiar for you? This is really an old, I love this one, an old report, because I know it is old. Sage, long time ago, they used to have this one, and I would love to share it because this is a reality. This is the everyday for any person who's doing collection. You will print the report from Sage 300, and you know which report in Sage 300 for the aging you need to print for outstanding invoices. What does happen to this report? While you are calling and communicating with the clients for their overdue invoices, you are going to put handwritings, you are going to put different circles, different colors, different highlights. This is an everyday task for the collection team. And then I love the coffee stain over there because I'm a coffee drinker. I'm sure all of you guys will have that stain too. Let's share the process. Again, everyone or most of you are, I'm sure, are Sage 300 team, which you do your collection. How many steps is required from you when you are looking or contacting your customers for overdue invoices. Number one, I'm sure you will go ahead and generate the report for a period of time to see all these outstanding invoices and the amount. And then you will go to every individual client and then look to all their invoices, print each invoice. Maybe you save it as PDF in your system, or you might say, let me print it and then scan it again and save it as a PDF in your hard drive. And then you generate a statement for all these outstanding invoices. Then you have to go and look for that AR contact email, and then email with all these attachments, assuming you will not be like you are not going to forget any invoice, I hope. And then you send it to the AR contact. If the AR contact is wrong, you will not know. You will not get any notification. You do that one, and then after that, you have to follow up with a call. Maybe you need to make sure that the client have received this email with all these outstanding invoices and statements and so on. And you repeat the same process for the rest of the customers in your report. And that is the reason when we asked the BAASS team, they told us for 60 customers on average, it takes them 5 business days. So we decided to go through an implementation methodology, as we always do with any client like you. We go through different stages in order for us to see if we can help. We go through initiation, we talk, we listen to you, we listen to our team to know how can we help. We came up with a solution and design, we built it, and we went live with it. And the question always, it came to us, why we built the BAASS Sage Collect. We built it for many reasons, because definitely we want to automate the manual process. As I mentioned, it would take our AR team up to 5 days to process 60 clients overdue invoices. And this would delay too. And this will have a big impact in different areas of the business. We build it because we want to really minimize human factor errors. We are all human and mistakes happen. But when it comes to AR collection, we are just like you, cannot afford mistakes. When processing several invoices and statements, we need to ensure we are collecting the correct data and sending it to the right people. We build it because we want to optimize the efficiency and the collaboration. In order to ensure we have one central source of truth for client information. Yes. And because of this reason, it made the most sense for the BAASS team to build this one in Sage CRM, because we use CRM as a central database for all the different areas within the organization, for all departments, from sales, marketing, accounting, operation, support, and management. Everyone can see varying information about different companies. It would also keep all the information in one secure place and not in an inbox thread, because this is where your collection communications with different clients are going to. It is in your inbox. So when we build the report, or sorry, the tool, we want to share with you the outcome. Please remember, before I share the outcome with you, the team, the BAASS team, the collection team for BAASS was really hesitated to change their process. They weren't even believing that this tool or the automation that we are building for them will do it. They were really hesitated. Should I use it? Should I not? Are you sure the email will be sent? Are you sure I'm not going to miss anything? And I'm sure you will be in the same position. But when talking to our AR team about the outcome of implementing BAASS Sage Collect, hands down, they said it was incredible. The feedback was, now with the collection tool, on average, you remember when we said they were it was taking for them 5 business days to process 60 clients overdue invoices. The same process today, it takes them 2 hours a week. 2 hours for 60 client requests. And believe me, this is a true numbers that we are sharing with you. The tool is fully integrated with our Sage CRM, which allows sales, operation, management to be able to see what is happening with these invoices. Are they paid? Are they still overdue? Did they promise payment? And that is what we accomplished with this tool. You remember the slide that I showed you about the different steps when the team, the collection team go through by looking, printing the reports, generating all the invoices, printing it, converting it to PDF, and creating a statement, and more clicks in the system. The same thing now, it happened to you, like it is available for you with this tool by one click, when you will be able to have, as you see in this screen, click to generate the statement or email the statement to the client. You will be able to attach, or the system will attach for you all the invoices, convert it automatically to PDF, and generate the statements as a PDF and put it in an email that you can send. And everyone within the organization, if you are using CRM, everyone will be able to use the system and share the information, have access to what have been sent to the client with the invoices available. So if the client asks a question to another individual, to a salesperson, I never received the email, I never have access to the invoice, or they have any question regarding of any invoice, you don't need to go back to your accounting team, sales team, operation team, management. Whoever have access to CRM will be able to answer. Within the tool, we have built a whole workflow that implement or enhance the process on what the collection tool team will do while doing the collection, from sending the email with all the details I can reassign it to another individual within the organization to do the work. I can record an activity when I'm talking to the client. When they promise payment, maybe they will give you the result, the reason why it was late, and maybe they will dispute, or they might say, okay, I'm paying now. You can do that one, or whenever we receive, the team receives the check, when they apply that as an paid invoice, it will reflect to CRM. You don't need to call them next time. Let's take a time now and let's have a short demo on the tool and see how we can help you with to get more idea on how this tool works. So, okay. If you are not familiar with CRM, a CRM system, again, is a web-enabled application that you can log into it from any browser. Again, if you do have CRM, I'm sure you are familiar with the screen. Please keep in mind, if you have CRM today, this tool can be added on top of what you are doing. So whatever, even if you use CRM for sales and marketing, or you use it for membership, or you use it for land tracking or job tracking, this can come and be on top of your CRM, because CRM is not built for only one process in place. You can have multiple processes in the same system. If you don't have CRM today, definitely CRM can be implemented as a collection tool that will work in addition to your Sage 300. With this tool, we are able to read all the overdue invoices from your Sage 300. Log into CRM. If I am a collection person, I will be able to see from my dashboard, I will be able to see all the outstanding invoices. As you see here, I have unpaid invoices by aging. I have all customers who owe money. I can see even the numbers over here. I can see all the recently paid invoices. At the same time, I can see by workflow, which we will be talking about the different age stages here. At the same time, I can see the lists. And these are, again, its configuration can be done with few changes that can be added to the system if you like to. I can see from here the customer name and the stage of that invoice. I can see even the invoice document number and the due date and the amount. I can even schedule a call if I want from the dashboard, or follow up with them, or change their workflow action for anything that we are looking for. From my CRM, when I log in, I will be able to see all the unpaid invoices. Oops, I'm sorry, again, it's it happens, seems to me I was logged into the system without having any changes in it. So from my CRM, I can see all my unpaid invoices. I can go from here also. It will show me all the outstanding invoices here. I can filter for what I'm looking for. I don't want the ones that have been paid already. I can look for each invoice that is coming from Sage 300 that is telling me the status of it is overdue, or maybe we have already worked on that. From the list here, it shows me easily a lot of information that I want about. It represents almost the report that you had from Sage 300. But maybe a lot of you might ask, I have the report. Why do I need CRM collection for? And I will answer your question in in seconds, because that report is a paper for you that you have access to it only. You are not sharing the information with the rest of the team. You are creating reminders for you to do all the work. But with this tool, look what you can do more and more. I can filter here. I can go ahead and look for the stage, which one have final, we give them final warning, or I can go ahead, even go with the document date. I can choose any date I want. I can go even with the amount that I want. I want anything that is greater than 1,000, 5,000. I want to work today with only this list. So this is where you can have multiple criteria, parameters that you want to search and work with this list. And the list itself, it brings for you a lot of information that you need. Because of the different stages also, I will be even able to click on, rather than filtering here, I will be able to filter very quickly to say, you know what, let me contact all the clients that they have promised payment. Let me work with this list. I can go ahead another way. Again, if you are familiar with CRM, I can go ahead and find any unpaid invoice. I have different parameters here. I can say, you know what, I'm looking for only the in progress ones, and I want to see how many clients we have, how many overdue invoices I have. I can go by a specific company. I can do with any specific amount. I can look even to the database from which stage 300 database is coming from, and so on. By looking to the list, I have again a list with very meaningful information that I need to do. I need to look, review. I can see the age status also. I can click on the invoice, I can click on the document, or as any CRM system, I was working with particular record here, and I'm going to go to my company. I know I was talking to them, breakaway design. I want to see on what they have. With the company information on what I have from breakaway designs, and I know which database is coming from, and I have all the details about the company, which is shared with the entire organization, with different information, different industry, different details that I have. In addition to all the tabs that has come from with Sage CRM, I do have additional tab now, which is called Unpaid Invoices. When I look to this one, right away, I will know that I have 2 outstanding invoices with this client that they have not paid. As you see, it is overdue, and payment in another one has been payment promise. I can see the age, I can see the amount. I can filter also with different criteria, the same way that when I showed you the My CRM Unpaid Invoices. And I can email a statement, which I will come to this one in a moment. The most important thing with this screen, yes, you do have a pipeline, but rather than going to the person tab and looking who is the AR contact for this client, we made it available for you handy, very handy, while you are in the Unpaid Invoices tab. So you don't need to click and correct who's the AR contact you have. You know for sure that the AR contact has their data, their email address. You know the person that you are dealing with, and this is the one that you can send the invoices to. Let me go ahead and click in one of these invoices. Again, pulling data in real time from Sage 300. There is no interruption to your Sage 300 team to ask about these invoices. You can assign a person who is doing this without even giving them full access to their Sage 300. They are in CRM. It's pulling the data, the document day, the currency, everything that is coming from Sage 300. If you are familiar with CRM, you know each tab over here will represent different information. If I go to communication tab, it will show me all the details about this customer, what we do, phone out, who called, which date, and so on. I can associate any document related to this client at any point to this particular invoice. At the same time, the tracking will show me the different track, the staging that we are taking this client to. The most important thing that we will have a tab called Invoice Details from 300. And this one is, and that is, as you see, is taking time to pull all the details from Sage 300 to give me everything about this particular invoice. From the invoice details, which items that it has, and then is showing me even if there is discount, if there's all these items that is bring or reading from Sage 300. And I can easily click on print, where it will print for me the actual invoice form that you have from Sage 300 in this one, just for you if you want to review to see on how the form looks like. Is this familiar for you? I'm sure it is, because you know this is exactly the same form that you have in your Sage 300 system. If the client tells you, I really want to have a copy, I received that invoice, but I don't know where I maybe mislocated that. So rather than for you printing that form or saving it, opening the form, saving it to a PDF in your hard drive, then going and creating an email from your Outlook and assigning and attaching that PDF that you created for that invoice, and then emailing that from your Outlook to the client. Look how many steps. With all that click, the system is able to open for you the email screen, and then it takes that particular invoice, converted that to PDF, and attach it to the email. All what you need to do is click send. It will be sent to the client again, and plus it will come to the communication tab that you have sent that statement, that invoice to the client. And everyone will have access to this information. They see that an invoice had been resent to them. What about if the client said, can you send me a statement with all my outstanding invoices? And you remember we said how long, how many steps it takes you to generate that. I have two statements here. That statement that was taking average 30 minutes, or you said over an hour to do that. Guess what? With one click, yes, it is taking few seconds here, but behind the scenes, there are multiple processes that is happening at the back end to take each invoice over here, printed with the right form, converting it to PDF, and attaching it to the email. And you see here it's popping with invoice number 1 and invoice number 2. But the most important thing is generating a statement. And then you will write whatever you can CC the internal individuals here. And you remember, because we had the AR contact at the top of unpaid invoices, that is the AR contact that the email will go to. And that is the value when you send the email. This is where you are saving a lot of time. This is the area when we implemented this tool for BAASS. The process took them from 5 days, is taking them 2 hours, because that 30 minutes average of each client is taking them few minutes today. And even from the list here, you will be able to view all this information. Let me go back to this particular invoice. I am a collection person and I'm assigned to call this customer and ask for all the information that they need and to see if what is happening with this invoice, if they have received it or not. We do have a whole workflow actions. This is a built-in functionality within Sage CRM, which has a workflow engine that is running. We can modify it, configure it for your requirements. But with this tool, it comes with a workflow that, again, it has been designed based on the collection team requirements. I can reassign it. I can move it to a final warning stage, or I can record an activity, or I can say, you know what, they have paid. Let me go and record an activity here. With the record an activity, I will define what is the activity. Are they promising payment or disputed? Okay, let's say they promised payment again. We have a few reasons why it was late. You can select any. Again, these are configurations can add later on. You can even put here few information, how they will be sending it, what is the day that we will be expecting to get that, and I can put any notes related to this particular invoice and what happened with this. Not only that, I can apply whatever conversation I have or whatever action that they promise, the client promise, I can apply to this particular invoice that we were talking about, or I can say for all the invoices that belongs to this particular company. You have the two choices here. As soon as save this one, you can go ahead and see that all the details are here about this company. I can go ahead to the tracking note. I can see what happened, who called, and so on. I can have follow-up. I can have, if you want, even a reminder for myself to call them in 1 week from now. Or even if you want, you can modify the workflow to do the task for you. And with this one, with having this tool, you will be able to work within CRM, and everyone who's working with CRM with the different areas, as you know, with if sales are working with their opportunity management, if you do have the operation team are tracking their project, their everyday task, when you have the front end team who is using it, when you have management are looking to this client, they will be able to go ahead and click on the Unpaid Invoices tab, and they will know exactly what is happening with the client. In addition to all the features that you have from the dashboard, from searching for any unpaid invoices, from generating or recording activities, I can go ahead also, I can say they have made the payment. I can say remove it from active list. This is not overdue anymore. It is they promise paid, or they give me a check number. I can say I apply this one to all of our customers, all the invoices for this particular company, breakaway designs, and then I will go ahead and say save. So now this one, as you see, automatically changed from in progress to closed because they made the payment and we are done with that. So as a result, it is not in my active unpaid overdue invoices. Now, a lot of you say, if I want to see the report, of course, because we are building this within CRM, you will be able at any point to go to group. Again, it is a function within CRM that that will help you to create a list with any parameter or criteria that you have. I have already here one which says customer who owe money. When I click on that, it will give me a list Although if you remember, I had almost 29 overdue invoices, but it doesn't show me, it shows me 12 companies because some of the companies have more than one invoice in that, and it's giving me the total of the amount due for per company. Using the CRM built-in functionalities, you can save it, you can export it to Excel if you want, you can merge it with a Word document if you want to send them mails, and you can do update to this one. So this tool have been built really with the same way that CRM can be used for other tracking and other communications. In addition to that, we do have the report built-in engine within CRM, and we have a whole area for collection management, and we have it comes with multiple reports that, again, pulling data in real time from Sage 300, or customers who owe money or recently paid customer. I can click on it. I can again display it on screen or export it to PDF or Excel sheet. And let's just see this one on screen. So I can see all the customers who paid the money and again the amount that it has been paid. With this tool, you will be able to use all your collection process within CRM without the need to jump to Sage 300 to do your work. So it is in front-end application that you can use it in addition to all the functionalities that has been built in within CRM. You can get benefit from it if you are not using CRM today. I hope this one has been really beneficial for you to get the idea on what the tool can do. And please let me know if you have any question.
So I do have a few questions that have already come in, and if anyone else has questions, just enter them in the chat box. So the first question I have is, if I have an older version of Sage 300, can I add CRM for collection?
This tool has been built to work with Sage 300 2019 and 2020. So if you are in any version of the latest two versions of Sage 300, yes, CRM can be added to work with this, to work with your current Sage 300.
The next question I have is it possible to have multiple email contacts added to the customer account? For example, national accounts with 20 locations.
For this one, I need to understand definitely more details on what you are looking, but to add multiple email addresses while you are sending the statement, I would say yes, but I need to see what do you mean by the national account and how it will be displayed in CRM. Please feel free just to give me your name and email address, Remington, so I can definitely contact you and understand in more details what you are looking for. But please remember, this tool have been developed in-house for BAASS. Any unique requirement for what you are looking for, definitely it can be done. Also remember, I think proudly I would say at BAASS, we are able to provide very unique solutions for customers to be tailored exactly for what you are looking for. So with confidence, I would say, yes, we can achieve what you are looking for.
The next question I have is, do I need to have Sage CRM in order to use the BAASS Sage Collect tool?
Correct. Yes, you do need CRM, and because it is built on the CRM, it is a platform. So if you have CRM today, it can be added, but again, you need to be in version 2019 or 2020. So if you are in older version, it has to be upgraded. If you don't have we can implement CRM for collection management for you for the need that you are looking for only collection. And we have many customers, they are using it for only collection purposes.
The next question I have is, how many licenses do I need to use this tool?
Okay, this license will be per database. So it is not based on the number of users. It is based on the database, one data subscription, and it will be linked to one company database from Sage 300.
Is there a way to automate emailing of invoices?
Yes, there are multiple. It can be done from Sage 300 if you want, but from CRM also, yes, we can, but we need to understand more details about this.
Is the integration in real time?
The integration is, yes, I will say real time. When we are clicking on that invoice record, it pulls data in real time from Sage 300. But we do have a scheduler that runs every morning to pull all the overdue invoices. But depending on your requirement, we might have that service run twice a day or every 1 hour. So it will depend on the volume of the overdue invoices that you have.
And the last question I have here is, I have multiple company databases in my Sage 300. Can this tool integrate with more than one Sage 300 company database?
Yes, it can integrate with multiple databases, depending on what it is. Again, the subscription comes with one integration, with integration to one company, but additional company databases can be added. And then in the filter, we showed you that you can put even database ID, and depending on the permission of the user, they might be having access to only certain ones.
So with that being all of the questions we have for today, I'd like to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy days to attend, as well as Zainab for presenting. Everyone who is registered will be receiving a recording of the webinar via email, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day.